Hi, hello, and all that good stuff. My name is Allie, I am the Chaotic Reader, and this is where I talk about book stuff. So today I am bringing you the Explore-a-thon Readathon Announcement. It is finally that time. The Readathon takes place in January. Normally it was a November Readathon, but after doing a poll and thinking about it and getting everything sorted, I realized I just think January is a better time for this Readathon. So from now on, it's going to be January unless something changes again. But 2021, January, month long. So we had a week-long readathon way earlier, quite a while ago. And that one we discovered an abandoned space station. It was huge. There was a courtyard. There's all this stuff. It's almost like its own contained planet. And when we were in the space station, we found out that it was the abandoned Explorers Academy from years ago. And me, your headmaster, has decided to turn it into an academy again. So this January is the first term. The station has been renovated. It's no longer decrepit and old. It is beautiful. The grounds are beautiful. Everything is ready for the students to come attend. And I have a list of classes that you can participate in. So let me just go over some really basic things first, and then we'll get into the prompts and the events and all of that stuff. So obviously this readathon will be taking place from January 1st to January 31st, the whole month. So you'll have the whole month to complete everything, participate in anything, do as much or as little as you want. It's really just for you to have a good time. You need to complete at least 5 classes, but you can complete as many as you want. Each class has 1 prompt, and you can only use 1 prompt for 1 book. So there's no doubling up, but you don't have to complete all the classes. So don't worry about having any questions while I'm going through this. You are perfectly free to ask them down below, to ask them on the Twitter, to DM me, whatever, and ask whatever questions you have. Also, I plan to do like an orientation party live show at the very start of the readathon, and anyone can ask any questions they have then as well. But I just want to get all the information out, and hopefully it does all make sense. I'm going to go ahead and go through the class list and all the prompts for you guys, and then after that I will get into kind of some of the events going on, some of the different things that will be happening throughout the month. So make sure to watch the whole video so that you know everything that's going on. All of the information will also be on the Twitter, and I will link a document with all of the information down below as well if you're looking for the class list and all of that. This term, there are 15 classes being offered. Again, you only have to complete 5 to complete the readathon, but you can complete as many as you want. So let's go ahead and get into what classes are being offered. First, we have the class of Human History, where you will learn all about the history of humans, where they've been on Earth, where they've been since then, the different things that have gone on throughout human history. And for this, you're going to need to read a book set in a country that is not your own. Any country that is not your own, go ahead and read about it. The next class being offered is Magics of the Universe, because there are so many magics out there. Color magic, nature magic, witch magic, just all the magics you can imagine exist out there in the universe somewhere. And so this class, you will begin to learn about some of the basics of the different magics that exist. And for this, you will need to read a book that is a fantasy or a magical realism. Then we have Basic Combat, which is self-explanatory, the basics of combat. Well, you'll learn basics of fighting. For this class, you will need to read a book that involves a battle or a fight or a war. Some kind of battle in some way needs to happen in this book. Doesn't really matter. Take that as you will. As long as there's some sort of fight, physical altercation of some kind, it counts. You can also take the class of Navigation, learning to navigate the universe, which can be quite complicated at times. For this, you'll need to read a book with some form of journey that takes place in it. Whether this be an adventure from one place to another, a road trip, a vacation, any kind of journey that there is in a book. Flight training, so you can all learn how to fly different spaceships in the universe so you can get to different places. For this, you're going to need to read a book with a bird, a bug, a bat, whatever, some kind of creature that has wings needs to be on the cover. Then we have the ever important class, Survival Skills. You never know what you're going to run into while you're out there exploring, so you need to know how to survive. and surviving can be quite the ordeal sometimes. So this, you will need to read a book over 500 pages. The class of technology, because obviously with an entire universe, there's an entire load of technology out there as well, and we work with a lot of it as explorers. You'll need to read a book that is a sci-fi or has some focus on technology in it. Communications. Obviously, you'll need to communicate with your fellow explorers, I guess unless you go rogue all by yourself, which you could do, but generally, you'll need to have communication with your team, and you'll need to know how to use the different lines of communication and how to communicate effectively. So for this, you'll need to read either a romance or a book that has some sort of close friendship in it. Universal current events. Now, we can't cover all of the universe's current events, but we can try to update you on some of the big things that are going on out there in the universe. For this, please read a non-fiction book, The Many Peoples of the Universe. There are so many different kinds of people out there, and we want you to learn about them, to learn their cultures, to learn who they are, what they're like, what matters to them. It's important that you know and that you expand your horizons. So for this, I'd like you to read a diverse read, whether that is a book by an author of color, a book by a disabled author, any kind of diverse read. If it has mental health representation in it, it just needs to have some form of diverse representation in it as we broaden our horizons and learn about all the different people that exist out there. Leadership. If you want to lead a team, then you need to have good leadership skills. For this class, I would like you to read a book that has some form of royalty in it, as royals often have to be in positions of leadership. Languages. As you can imagine, with a large universe comes in a large abundance of languages. This class will give you an idea on some of the different types of languages and what you might want to study further in the future. For this, please read a book that has been translated from a language that is not your native language. Arts of the universe. Art is important no matter what. It's a good thing to know about, to get creative, and to just appreciate it. For this, please read a book that is beautiful in some way, whether it is a beautiful cover, beautiful sprayed edges, a beautiful spine. Whatever you find beautiful counts for this. The natural world. There's lots of planets. There's lots of plant life. Therefore, you should learn about the natural world and all of the different biology that exists. For this, please read a book with some form of plant life on the cover. And the last class available to you is to just take a free period and choose any book you want. Anything counts for this. If you want to read it, read it. If you want to pick up a mood read during the month, do that. Whatever you want counts for this, as it is a free period. That is all of the classes that we are offering this term. Future terms will have more class options as well for you to take, but that is what we have available now. So please pick at least 5 classes for your course schedule, but you can load it up as much as you want. Take all 15 classes if you think you can manage it. All right, well, let's get into all the stuff that I have planned for the month. I'm hoping that this is going to be really fun and you're all going to enjoy it. Obviously, there will be reading sprints. Those will be happening on Twitter, possibly the Discord, which if you didn't know, we have a Discord. I will link it down below and you can go hang out there and chat with everyone there as well. I might do sprints on there. You guys can run your own sprints on there as well. There will be official Twitter sprints. I will be running them. I will have some guest hosts running some sprints as well. For sure, Christina from Looks and Books with Tina is going to be running some sprints for us, and she is just a great time to run sprints with, so that'll be fun. And then there will also be YouTube live reading sprints. I'm not setting up a schedule for those yet. The schedule for those, I think, is going to come out a week at a time. I don't know how many we're going to do or anything like that. I haven't specifically planned that out. If you have specific days, times, things like that that you would like to do YouTube live reading sprints, you can go ahead and comment them down below. I won't be setting anything in stone for scheduling those for a little bit yet, so you have some time to kind of let me know what works for everyone. As I mentioned previously, there will be an orientation party for this term. That will probably be either on January 1st or 2nd. I know January 1st is New Year's Day. It is the start of the year, so I don't know if people are going to be really busy that day. So if January 1st seems like it's not going to work, we'll do January 2nd. If you want to join the photography club, there's going to be a whole bunch of photo challenges you can participate in throughout the month. That list will probably not be up at the time you're seeing this video, but that will be up at some point and you'll be notified on the Twitter when it is, so make sure you follow the Twitter for updates on all that stuff. But if you like taking photos and you want to be part of the photography club at our school, go ahead and participate in as many or as few of those as you want. You can post them on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just make sure to tag Explore-a-thon in them so that I can see all the photos you guys are posting. The weekend of the 16th and 17th is going to be a big weekend for the Readathon this year. I am going to be hosting a school festival. Kind of like if you've ever seen animes, there's almost always a school festival episode in every high school anime. And although this is just the Explorers Academy for all different ages, we're going to have a school festival. Rather than do a 24-hour readathon because I am pregnant and I have a 1-year-old and I'm tired all the time, we're just going to do a whole weekend of trying to read as much as we can. You can stay up as much as you want. You can participate when you can. It's just going to be a little more laid back, but there's going to be lots of different stuff going on. A lot of sprints, definitely YouTube Live, some little activities, things like that. You'll just kind of have to wait and see what all is in store for the school festival, but that is the weekend of the 16th and the 17th, and it's just going to be a really fun time. There may also be some random little other surprises throughout the month. Like I said, you're going to want to follow the Twitter for all of the updates on everything going on throughout the month, and of course for the reading sprints, but you never know what can happen when you're floating out in the middle of the universe at your school, so just keep an eye out. I think that's really all the information I have for you guys right now. I hope it made sense. I hope I wasn't too rambly. I'm not always the best at describing things, which I don't know why I have a booktube channel when I can't describe anything, but you know. I'm really excited to host this for you guys. I hope you'll participate. Like I said, you can participate as little or as much as you want. It's just kind of a little more laid back to start off the year, get as much reading done as we can, and start off the year good, and learn to be excellent explorers for our future quests and missions and whatever might come up. Anyway, that is all I have. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. There might be more Explore-a-thon content, and there will of course be more just general bookish content from me, and I will see you guys next time.